Hello, hello, hello. Hey, baby kisses. Hi, Heidi. Hi, Sean. How you all doing? Got this wood in the mail today. Feels super light. Oh, that cuts nice. Where we gonna carve? There we go. There's a short piece. Looks like a beaver chewed this off. Hey, Tarek. They must have a pet beaver. Chewed this piece of basswood off. Or handsaw. I'm guessing handsaw. My quiet corner. Hello, Carol. You guys want to see that guy we did yesterday? Hey, Amy Joe. I finally figured out how to do a members thing. Badger? Badger chewed it off? I am not sure of anything about it, but I guess I gotta start making members videos if I get any members. But I turned it on. I've been doing this for going on 9 years, and I finally activated the super chat and the members thing. I don't even know what I'm doing with it. So this is what our guy came out like yesterday. I finished going through and deepening some cuts in the mustache and the hair and the eyebrows. I finished his other eyeball. And whoop. Apparently he don't like me. He wants to get away from me. Look at that nose. Holy mackerel. He could smell a fart from 20 feet away. Wouldn't want to be it. I wouldn't want him at my Coke party. He'd snort it all up in one great big and be gone. Actually, I had him on this. I sprayed him with some Mod Podge. I had him on this stick drying here. Now we just got to get him painted. Oh, I had macaroni and cheese and hot dogs for dinner. Oh, Sean is a member. Thanks, Sean. I got 2 different membership plans. Got player 1, and I can't remember what I called the other one. Oh, Baby Kiss is a member too? All right. So you guys will be getting some membership videos. Yeah, this is Roy's cousin. Amy Joe's a member. She'll be getting some membership videos. Oi, membership videos. You guys are going to make me work now. I'm going to try getting a video a week out. I don't know anything. My quiet little corner is in. She's a member too, or Carol's a member too. I say she because Carol could be either a boy's name or a girl's name. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. If I'm right, lucky guess on my part. You guys want me to work? We'll try getting a membership video a week out. Oh, you gifted Carol a membership? Awesome. Baby Kisses is generous to a fault. Yep, he was signed. Right in the middle of my name. Boink. So what are we going to carve today? Any ideas? Tarek is a member. Oh, I should have sprayed this guy yesterday too, but I didn't. If I found out if I don't spray them or put Mod Podge on them, it seems like they get way dirty. They get very dirty. Of course, it don't help when I'm out working in the garage and then I decide to come in here and carve and my hands are dirty. All right, let's get this guy out of here. I guess we can just set him here in the background. In the background. Next to this old hobo guy and our Jordy and his pet. Them guys just don't want to stay up. It's probably this rubber mat. Carve a dino, a Rex, in a 1x1 piece of wood. You're asking for a lot. We might do him. We might be able to do him in a 2x2 piece. That might be a good membership video. I got a feeling this stuff is going to cut nice. Oh yeah, take that fuzz right off the top of there. Very nice, very nice. Another thug. Yeah, we could do another thug. Just got to get this top part cleaned up a little bit. Get some of that beaver off of there. I told Jordy and Kevin that we were going live. But Jordy was eating hickory smoked snack sticks, and Kevin was washing his deck. So don't know if they'll be popping in or not. Maybe. Maybe yes, maybe no. So how many thugs do we got back here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6. We got 6. How big's this guy? Where's our magic high school ruler? All right, he's 3.5. He's gonna he'd be a real big one. Because I think these guys are only 3. Yeah, this guy is 2 3/4 to the top of his hat. This guy is 3.5, so he's an inch taller. Are we gonna power? Hey, there's Jordy. Are we gonna power carve them or are we gonna whittle them? What are we gonna do? What do you guys want? What do you guys feel like doing tonight? You want to whittle or you want to power carve? I took some pain meds about 15 minutes ago, so things might get a little crazy. Can't see the chat. Can't see chat is in the way. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to readjust you guys. Gonna have to readjust you guys here. So because otherwise my arm is all the way extended 3 feet away from me. Oh man, you want to whittle? Whittle a little. Amy Jill wants to whittle. Tarek wants to whittle. Baby Kisses always wants to whittle. Whittling is the vote. Use my teeth. That'd be kind of hard to do. I have to take them out of the glass. All right. Okay. So 3.5 inches. He's going to be a tall fella. We're going to give him a 1/2 inch at the bottom. If I can find a pencil. So that's going to make him 3 inches. And that will give him a base to stand on. Okay, so we're going to use up a 1/2 inch at the bottom. Well, looks like a little bit. No, that's a 1/2 inch. That's a heavy half. You want to carve them flat or you want to carve them on a corner? Flat or on the corner? Yeah, I seen all that wood you got. Congratulations. Good deal. It had me so revved up, I went on Facebook Marketplace and looked for wood. I did find a guy's got a barn full of basswood. It's been curing for 7 years. So I might have to get a hold of him, take my truck up there. On the corner, it looks like. On the corner. Oh, lost my hat. So we're going to carve this guy on the corner. Most of these guys are 1 inch with their hat. But this guy with his hat, we're going to go 1.5 inches. Nah, we're going to go 1.25 inches. I think 1.5 inches would just be way too much. On the corner. 1.25 inches might be too much, unless we give him a really big hat like this guy. Yeah, that's what I did with him. He's got a really tall hat. I'm cheating. So from the top down, that would be 3/4 of an inch. Or half. I'm sorry. Yeah, 5/8 of an inch. So this would be hat, and this would be face, and then this would be body. Then we just kind of split that in half, kind of. Kind of something like that. You know, it ain't gonna really matter once we get rolling here. once we get her rolling. Yeah, you got a little shield beside your name, Jordy. So I'm going to mark this corner right here. That's where his hat's going to be. Right there. You can do whatever you want to do, Carol. You can watch it now or play it later or carve later and watch now. However, whatever floats your boat. Wow, this wood is cutting really nice. Hey, Jane. Welcome to the members committee. Looks like everybody wants a members video. That's cool. That's cool. We can do that. No problem doing a members video. We're going to try putting out at least one a week. Once winter gets here, it might be more than that, but we'll continue to do our live thing, that kind of stuff. We're using the flex cut knife today. You know what I should be using? I got that sweet Helvey from Perry the Wood Carving Wizard. That's what we should be using. Let's grab that. See how I really haven't carved with it, so it'll be a first experience for all of us. This beautiful slippery knife here. Let the blood fly. It's already bit Perry. It's got Perry DNA in there somewhere. Do I want to be the next Helvey victim? Sure, why not? Shoop's Woodshop is a member. Welcome to the membership, Shoop. On the member videos, they're going to be long because I'll show you guys the whole deal from the beginning to the end. Like with this guy here, I only showed you the rough out basically, and then I went back and did all the details on my own. The hairs and the sanding, all that stuff. We'll try getting right into try fitting all that into a members video. Hey, Radar. And then as I learn what I'm doing with the membership stuff, it's going to be a learning curve because, like I said, I've been messing with this for going on 9 years now. I think YouTube notified me. And I've never activated any of that stuff. But I was talking with Kevin, and he's like, you really can't do a long video format on a live because, nobody wants to stay up. But if we put it on a members thing, then you guys can always just go back, and if it's an hour and a half long video, you guys can just jump in there and watch it at your leisure, right? Yeah. So we're gonna give this guy the I think in Canada they call it a toque. In the US we call it a beanie. On the on the East Coast they call it a stocking hat. I don't know, Sean, to be honest with you. I was actually talking to Bill over at the Shout wood turning channel, and he's like, "Turn on the super chat." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, you need to turn on your super chat." So I'm like, "All right." So that night I went through it, and it asked me, I went through my settings, and it's like super chat, super gift. Uh, there's a bunch of crap on there anyway. I've never really dealt with it before. So we have it all turned on now. I kind of talked to Kevin about the membership thing, and I was talking to Jordy about it earlier because I know he's got membership videos. Then right in the middle of that, he discovered that he opened his bag of potato sticks upside down. Oh, there you go, Jordy. You just put out a new membership video. Yeah, that was a good thing. Bill gave me that information on that. I'm like, okay, cool. I've never had it activated, but now it's activated. So I would say go into your YouTube studio settings, Sean, and I don't know. You might have to be monitorized before you can turn it on. I'm not exactly sure. Aiden's here. I didn't see him sneaking. Oh, there he is. Right, I just barely seen him. Aiden's been hiding in the woodwork. He must be doing all kinds of fun stuff this summer. I haven't seen him around much. But then again, I've been keeping myself pretty occupied too. I haven't been getting around to the channels like I normally do, visiting everybody. Oh, you don't got no wood. Ain't got no wood. Been in a slump. You're gonna have to tell that crow of yours to go get you some. I was watching one of Aiden's videos, and he's got a crow. Is that a tame crow or a wild crow? Oh, well, this crow, I seen this crow sitting on the fence begging for food. So Aiden must have him trained up pretty good. I'm like, well, I'm watching. He was doing a mushroom video about putting an eyes in a mushroom. I think they were glass eyes. And this crow was in the background on the fence, just jumping all over the place. And he's like, "Yep, I think, I think you called him Bob. Wants some food. He's hungry." I'm like, I have never seen a crow act like that. Mark D. Maker, how goes it, Mark? No, I don't want to do that yet. Okay, so we kind of got this this little stocking hat rounded out here. We're gonna put our center line back in. Now I'm gonna come right across here with his eye line, his eyeliner. Ooh, he got me. Already got me. We're good. No blood. Start getting set up for our eye plane here. We're set back up and in there for our nose. So I can go ahead and what am I going to do now? Guess we might as well cut the nose in, huh? Since I'm messing up my eyeballs here. Oh, I see what's going on. Somehow I got off crooked there, way crooked. That's better. All right, Aiden. I know it's late over there. Oh, the chain came off. Yeah, you got to watch out for them flying chains, Amy. I had one break. Thank God that little aluminum catcher bar was on there on the bottom side. Yeah, I know Roy's always complaining. Why do you go on so late? I said, why do you go on so early? Because when he goes on, it's usually like 3 or 4 o'clock his time. Our time, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, you want to keep an eye when if you're chainsaw carving, you got to keep an eye on that chain. You want it loose, but not too loose. You have to. Jordy could speak better to that than me. He's got way more experience chainsaw carving than I do. Well, just broke that. That's what happens when you try going too deep too quick. Um, guess we'll try cutting this nose in here, tilting the blade away from the nose. And we'll just take all that right out of there. Right back up to the corner of the eye. Like so. Don't worry about the width of your eyes. We're going to end up slicing a bunch of that off there anyway. That's going to give us our the beginning of our cheek line there. Did that zooming in help any? It always looks in my phone. It always looks so far away. All right, I can just clean stuff up. I didn't think I was going that fast. I'm pretty slow actually. I'll just go through here and clean stuff up for a second. Let me know when you're ready. Just want to make sure I got my these at the same level. I can see this one's going downhill, so let's make this one go downhill a little bit. This one's set a little deeper in. Just gotta adjust your. You just want to try keeping these the same level up and down, and the same depth going back. And then your nose, you kind of want it to be the same on both sides. Now we're going to take corners off the nose here. You can make yours as flat or as pointy as you want, or as round. And you can just leave your nose like that, or you can, just do a little rounding over here. Round over the end. Get that sharp edge off from there. Take a little more out from underneath of it. Then I'm going to come in about 1/8 of an inch up. Just make a little scoop in there. I think I made it a little too big of a scoop. Little too big of a scoop there. Push that forehead back a little bit. We'll flip him across the room. Man, I really messed this guy up already, didn't I? Really cut that nose down too far. But we ain't giving up. It may not be going to plan here, but we'll get it. We'll get something out of it anyway. All right. That's what happens when you do it live, If you mess up, everybody gonna see it because there ain't no editing it out. There ain't no editing it out. But yeah, if you don't mess up, you don't learn. That's always been my theory. Here at Just Carve Rob, failure is always an option. Dooba 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 dooba. And that's just wood carving. In general. Hey, not everything is going to go your way. You make the wrong scoop cut like I did, and it thinned the bridge of that nose right out. Maybe a little too much, but we're not willing to throw in the towel yet. It's getting close, but we're not quite there yet. Okay, so now I'm gonna make a straight cut right down to the bottom of that eye. If anything, angle it out away from the eye, or away from the eye plane, I should say. See, I messed that cut up too. Oh well, it'll work. It's gonna work. It's got to work. There, that works. Just gonna have a little less eyeballs than I thought I was gonna. Bring the hat back a little bit more. That's the way she works. Cut, remove, cut, remove, cut, remove. He's gonna have a long nose. Hey, Tim Liss. I like your little angels you're carving there, Tim Liss. Are pretty cool. You have to carve me some of them. I'm finding the Helvey to be a nice knife, a little slippery. If I was going to buy one, I'd want the blade to be. I think this is more of a rough out blade because of the width of it right here. It's a sharp knife. I can give it that. I've seen quite a few people that use Helveys, and I see that they've wrapped that it's like that bandage tape around it, or leather. They put leather around it, which is a crying shame because it's such a pretty handle on that knife, man. Hey, John. Maybe once I get a little more sweat on it, it'll grip better. Or maybe I'll just have to get some of that sprain wrap and put on there. I do prefer the natural wood. I was gonna try making some epoxy handles for my knives, and I'm like, I don't know. They'll look brilliant. They really will. They'll look awesome, but then they're gonna be slippery. Like I can grab this flex cut, and I'm not even worried about it sliding in my hand. I went to pick this one up, and it nicked me right across the back of the finger there because it slipped. So I think that if I order a Helvy, I'm gonna make sure that it has a wooden handle, not the. I mean, this is a beautiful knife, but I know they also make them just plain wood. So I wouldn't be afraid to get one with the wooden handle. I'm gonna cut right on each side of the nose, on about a 45-degree angle. Get that chip out of there. And that's going to give us our eyebrows. Something like that. Oh, getting the camera, Rob. And hopefully the members' videos will be better. But I can't make you no promises. I fired myself from camera duties about 80 times. And work that hat back. Might as well get rid of some of the stuff on the back here. Something tells me he's going to have an itty bitty beanie by the time we're done. Making piles of chips. Yeah, it's whenever you got to start shuffling your stuff around, it can get deeply involved really quick. You can get way deep. Bottom of the nose, the bottom of the ear. Bottom of the nose, bottom of the ear. Made another one of them big tragic cuts. There we go. This time I put a stop line in there, which I should have done on this side. So I didn't accidentally cut across my base right there. That was a deep cut too. Right. Not too bad. Not too bad. Come right from that ear. Come over here from this ear. Something like that there. Cut down from that ear. Do the same thing over here. Need to get this ear back some more. Oh man, this guy somehow he ended up with one Dobby ear. Now, how did this ear get so far back and this one so far forward? I must not have been paying attention to myself. And then we're gonna put his. I better narrow this side up a little bit more. Okay, so we'll say his mouth's there. His chin's gonna be right at that line that we first drew in there at 1.25 inches. Somehow that worked out good. And we can go ahead and get rid of some of that wood under there. See his chin starting to poke out now? I'm going to bring that line in a little bit deeper. We'll work our way down to however far out we want the jaw to stick out. As a rule of thumb, I usually will come just in front of the ear to create the jaw. So like right here, just in front of that ear, but that ear is not in its place yet. I want to bring it back just a little bit on angle. I guess the front of it's going to be where it's going to be because I'm really not changing this. I'm just changing the location of the diagonal of the ear, I guess, for lack of a better term. The way the ear sits that way, right? All right. Come just under that ear. That's going to start our shoulders. Take your time, Amy. Oh, is it raining down there, Sean? In St. Louis, Missouri. Which one? My carving turned its head suddenly. No. They're all haunted. All my carvings are haunted. It seems like, especially these guys in the back, they're always moving around. All right, so let's go. I think that's deep enough for the face. So now I'm going to cut his jawline in by going inward, right? Coming up here in front of that ear. And then I'm just going to rock my knife in and then take that chunk out like that. And that will give you your jaw. Basically, it starts setting up your jaw. And then you can round it and do whatever you want with it. Let's get that. Chin to neck set. I'm sorry if I'm confusing anybody. But when I see something, I've got to, if it don't look right to me, I got to fix it right there. Or else it drives me crazy. Make sure you look up underneath it this way as you're carving to make sure that you're not really digging one side in deeper than the other. That's looking pretty decent right there. All right. I guess stop carving here for a second. Let you guys catch up or get ahead of me or wherever you're at with it. Anybody got any questions? Comments? Snide remarks? We'll take whatever we can get. Got the big cup. That's a big cup there, Jordy. Jordy and Evil Rick used to argue about who had the bigger cup. The tips of the ears. The iced tea. The zest of life right there. Believe me, Radar, there's enough cuts on my hands from practicing on them. I seen that there was a deal on that for private member chats. The member chats. So just the members could have a chat. There's all kinds of things as the tiers go up that I can add in. They only let me add so many things into so many things at certain levels, like the player one and butter up or better up, and then I can go 3, 4, and so forth. But I figured we just give it a try with 2 levels right now. I don't know. I'll see if I can keep up with it. Yeah, don't try fighting them flap sanders. They will win all the time. And really don't get in a fight with your belt sander because those flap sanders will just bitch slap the hell out of you. Discord? No, I don't do Discord. I looked at it. Actually, I think it was me and Jordy was messing with it, and I just didn't like the format, so seemed too hard to use to me. It causes problems. Yeah, I heard that about being Discord. It causes problems. We might as well get this triangle off the back. Okay, so now we're just gonna set that line in the bottom, and then we just want to sweep some wood out of the way. That starts giving us our side profile. And then it depends on what you want to do with your hands. If you want to have them out in front of you, you kind of want to leave that point there so that you can like cross them up like that, you know. Or if you're going to do like these guys here, hands in the pocket, then you can go ahead and get rid of more of that. All these guys have got their hands in their pocket so far. I don't see oh no, that one guy's got I don't know where he went. Yeah, this guy here. He's got the stick. He's got his cane. Negative space, Jordy. Woo! So you see what I'm talking about with the if you were gonna have his hands come across to his front and put a walking stick in, you wouldn't take this big chunk out here like I did. but this is a little more advanced, I guess. I don't know. Right now, I'm just getting them kind of shaped. Then we would do the same with the back. Get rid of that corner. And start to take some wood off. Give them a butt. See if we can start. Give me this knife. I can't roll this knife. That's the biggest deal with it. With this skinny blade, I can get in there and roll it. Rolling, rolling, rolling. And then we can adjust our butt height however high we want it. Yep, I think that's the biggest problem with this one is the if it's a rough out blade, you want a wide blade so you can make nice straight cuts. But when I was trying to get in there and make that big roll, that the width of that blade, if you look at this flex cut, I can get up there into the point of it, and that lets me roll that through the wood without too many issues. Well, I hope you had a V-jig when you did that on your table saw. I've got a V-jig on my bandsaw that I use for splitting the wood like this. This is the other half of this guy right here. But I got a V-jig I made out of angle iron. So I could run this through the bandsaw, same way with a table saw. But yeah, that would be kind of scary splitting that on a table saw. Even at this 2-inch size. I can only imagine like trying to split one of these guys without having a jig. Rough. That'd be rough. Rough, 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 rough. We haven't got the feet yet. We just got it roughly roughed. You want to put feet in them? We can put feet in them right now. Because we're on a corner. You can see none of these guys got straight on feet, right? None of them are pointing straight forward. And my Indian's pigeon-toed. My corn on the cob is pigeon. He's pigeon-toed because I messed up. His feet are kind of like wonky on there. He's like, I'm a corn cob. I'm not supposed to have feet. I'm a corn cob. I guess we're going to use the whole thing. We're not going to give him a base. Why change it now? Okay, because we're on a 45-degree angle, this is going to blow your mind when I tell you this, but our feet are going to, the sides here are going to be the feet. So, yeah. Let's take a slice right out the middle here. You'll pick up on what I'm putting down here in a minute. If I can get it to cooperate with me. Come on, man. Wait, it won't be that way, man. Come on. Now you can have them. if you go in straight this way, you can have them with his feet turned in instead of out like this. You can have them turned in like that. Make them pigeon toed, which I guess would be kind of funny. Okay, so now you can see we got a foot and a foot, right? Now we got to push them foots back. So we're going to come across the 45 flat, right? Now you can see his foot coming out. Let me change hands here. Now this would be a good spot for this knife because we're doing a rough out cut, a big old heavy cut, a straight cut, so we don't got to worry about rolling our blade. We can just take off them big old chunks of wood. That is what this guy is designed for right here. But I'm lazy, so when I get one knife in my hand, that's the knife I want to use. There you go. There's his feet, baby kisses. Come back here. He's running away. Gave him feet, now he's running away. Oh man, I could see why you'd be scared splitting that with no jig. That scares me. You just telling me about it scares me. I feel scared for you. That's what I wanted to say. You can't do them crazy things, Tim. You need all 10 of your fingers. And no, you can't use your feet either. I know I say that, but I know I've done the same thing. I've even run a log on my table saw before I had a bandsaw. I take the log and I'd take a piece of plywood for a sled and screw a 2x4 on each side and then run the log through there to get a flat to carve. Yeah. We all do things that we shouldn't do with equipment. It can get scary. Some of the stuff can get pretty scary. But then when you get it done, you're like, I pulled it off. You're so proud of yourself. And then you look a couple days later, you look at it and you go, man, I was stupid. Why did I do that? You can't let them, man, this could have happened or that could have happened thing get into your head, though. If I would have thought that way, I would never have any fun. I just look at it. If it happens, it happens. I'll deal with it after the fact. But that's me. I'm probably not the sharpest knife in the shed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not the sharpest spoon in the galley. See, now for this kind of stuff, this is working really good. But anytime you gotta start making them twist cuts, that wide blade gets you. Like that scoop cut I just made right there. And don't go down the rabbit hole that I always go. I start cutting in deeper and deeper and deeper. It makes it, if you're going to paint it, it makes it that much harder to paint. Sandpaper and paint make me the carver I ain't. That was stolen from an old the old welder saying, a grinder and paint make me the welder I ain't. All right. So that's what we're looking like so far. It messes with your head, the angles when you're going to put feet on. You're like, I don't know. For me, it's like, man, that since when was 1 and 1/8? But you just have to wrap your brain around it. Man, when you start cutting off digits, woo! Unless it's a pinky. The pinky's pretty worthless, if you ask me. He eats just as much as everybody else, and he drinks just as much as everybody else. He makes as much as everybody else, but he just don't do the work that everybody else does. Sorry, I need a drink. Let you guys catch up. Get you out of the comments here. You guys scare me. I thought I was the only one that did crazy stuff. I guess that's why we're friends. Sean and his steak and potatoes, Sean. You got to stop eating that steak. You know, them cows is what's causing the planet to overheat. All them cow farts. At least that's what Gavin Newsom says. But then again, that's California. In California. It's a shame. California is such an awesome state to have such a dink as a governor. Now, that's just my opinion. Such a pretty state, though. I actually had thought about moving to California when I got out of the Marine Corps. And somehow I wound up in Michigan. Good Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. You can't blame the state for the fault of their government. I'm sure the people are lovely. All right, so our feet are getting somewhere. Well, I guess the pinky is an important finger. It's the smallest one. It's the one that can fit up your nose best to get boogers. But you better. I think you need a. I think I need longer fingernails for that. It's the boogeyman. Yeah, I got short. I got short little fat fingers. I can't play the guitar. I can't play the piano. I think my flex cut is getting dull. So you can see I'm rounding that where we made that sharp cut down to his feet here, right? We're coming back and we're starting to round this over. And you can see it's making, from the flat side, it's making a little U right there, right? On both sides. Now we can just even them up a little bit. We got to bring this one back a little bit up here in the corner. Now we can just come in here if we want to give them pockets. Something like that, right? And then we can come up from there. We can cut this down on a little bit more of an angle. Round that in. I'm kind of going on the direction I want my elbow to go, right? So I'm coming up here and rolling that knife a little bit there. And then I can bring that right down the leg. And that's offsetting his elbow away from our leg. So it's making it poke out further. And we'll do the same thing on this side. You can see it's poking those elbows out with that little bit of a roll right there. Or you can just come in straight too. You do not have to roll your knife. I don't know. I just like rolling the blade for some reason. But yeah, you can come in. You can just come in on a downward angle like that and pop that chip out of there, right? We'll do it again on this side. Get a better hold of this guy. Like that. And we can come right back here where we drew our pocket in and make a slice. So then that hard lines our pockets where our pockets are going to be. Oh, once you start blade rolling, you'll never stop. I tell you, I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do with a knife. So then all we got to do is make our jacket. Try to make them both the same width. They never are, but you can always make them kind of look that way. Same way with my elbow placement. It don't got to be the same, but I like to have them kind of parallel. So I'll just take, like, I'll put my finger on the bottom of the guy because we haven't cut no wood off from here. Use my pencil as like a depth indicator. And then that will kind of get you in the ballpark. Now you can see this one's a little lower than that one. It don't matter. It'll all be good. And then because we got our pocket cut in, I usually go right from the middle here, right where my V cut for my legs come in. And I let his jacket hang down that deep. And then you can just wrap it right around the back like that. And I'm going to make that just a dent basically with my knife. Or if you got a micro bead tool, it makes your life a lot easier because you can cut away the wood from down here by using the side of the V tool. You don't even really need a micro. Here's a regular V tool. What's nice is you can use the side of it to cut away the wood on his legs, but then the V part of it, you can use it to drive right around there. Make sure you keep your thumb anchored so you don't ever want to try using this V tool like this. You always want to be either have your two thumbs together to anchor the thumb that's pushing, or have your thumb anchored on the carving so you can control. Because you see right here, man, boop, get myself good if I lose control on these little guys. I tell you, I'm kind of thinking a knife is a safer bet than a V tool on these little guys because you can just make your cut and then come back and come up to it, right? So that's your call. If you rather use your knife or a V tool, yeah, that ain't no fun. I've stabbed myself a couple times too. Man, this is some nice basswood, I'm telling you. Okay, so there that's where we're at. Yeah, it's got to be Wisconsin basswood. Because I tell you, that stuff from Amazon, I think it's linden. I really don't think it's real basswood. I mean, they don't even, if you look at them, they don't even look the same, right? Grain structure is different. This is a lot heavier too than this stuff. Well, Rob, it's a longer piece of wood. Believe me, I take that. I'm taking that into account. Calm down. Okay, so now we're gonna put his little arms in here. I'm gonna take the tip. If I can stop shaking, I'm gonna take the tip of the knife and I'm gonna push it in there, right? And then I'm gonna rock it back right to the where we made that cut line for the pocket. Then I'm gonna do it the same way this way, like that. I got that blade in there probably a little over an eighth of an inch. Oh yeah, all of a quarter of an inch. And I'm going to cut down to it and pop that chip out like that. You know who this guy is kind of reminding me of? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Deer, the miner guy, Cornelius, whatever his name was. That's who he's kind of reminding me of. Come on, knife, cooperate with me here, man. You know, with the big jaw, chin, beard thing going. Okay. So we did the upper part, the lower part of the elbow, the inner parts of the arm. We got our pocket cut. Now we're just going to take a little slice right off hand or right off that arm because then that puts his hands in his pockets. Then if we want to make that a little bit deeper, we can always come in here and just cut down to our cross cut. We'll call this the cross cut. And take out a little more wood there. And then that will make the hand look like it's further into the pocket, like it's actually wrapping around his belly. All depends on how technical you want to get with it. If you want to get jiggy with it. Now I'm going to come right here in the corner that where we plunged in. And I'm just going to come down on a little bit of an angle like that. And then that will give you the what do you call that? Crinkle? The crinkle in the shirt. And I'm just going to round that over. Do the same thing on this side. Ooh, this side don't want to cut that. It don't want to cut that away. It's saying, no, thank you, please. You only make me sneeze. And then you make it hard to find a door. Sometimes you just got to argue with your wood. Most of the time, you won't win. But sometimes you will win. Okay? And like I said, you can come back and sand it and do whatever you want to do to it. This is kind of like what they would call a flat plane style, which I enjoy the flat plains folk art style stuff. Put that little bump there so it shows that his hands are in there. If you want to, you don't have to. You can do it any way you want to. See that? Little whoop-de-doo in there. Break on through to the other side. Are you going to go? There we go. There it is. That's what I was trying to do. I tell you, sometimes I even amaze myself at how close I can get the center back and forth. It wasn't always like that. I remember trying to do this and have it look like his crotch was way over there. I guess 9 years of doing this kind of stuff here. Um, Either you got to get better or you just got to go. Everybody, I don't care who you are. Even if you're drawing pictures in the snow with pee, if you do it enough, you're going to get good at it. First, you start off with your initials, and then you work your way up to your full Christian name your mom and dad gave you. And then you start adding your full name and your the names that your friends call you. Your what kind of name is that they call you? Amy Joe. That's because you need more practice in a sled. I don't know if that was politically correct to say. Oh well. Is what it is. You'll have to get Jamie to show you. Hey, hold it. You got that mobility scooter. You could write your full name and all your kids' names. All right, get your mind out of the gutter up. Mobility scooter. Like the truck they used to wet down the racetrack with. Where'd you go, man? There he is. Hey, I seen that deal on TV for girls. It's what the heck? It's an outside the body catheter. It's got like a little vacuum pump. They should name it Easy Flow. Yeah, they advertise them on TV for people that are incontinent, so they don't got to keep up getting up all night long, go run to the bathroom. Oh, the one you're talking about, it's like a funnel. Yeah, I've seen them. They had the at the truck stops. But they got these ones that kind of looks like a big blue banana with it's got like a screen on the front, and you turn it on, and it pulls the urine away from your body. But I guess if you're running around the store and everybody's hearing brrr from your vacuum pump, what's going on? What you got going? That is exactly why I always put on this channel, not made for children. You never know what kind of conversations we're going to get into around here. Okay, so now I'm back cutting that ear on the back side. So it's like sticking out from the head. And what I'm doing is we still got that original flat edge right here. So I'm just going to line up with that. And I'm coming about 3/16 to a quarter of an inch. Make it thick when you first do it, because you can always take it down more later. Or maybe you want to angle your ear back more. Leave that thick. It's not going to get in your way here for the hair. I would suggest leaving your ear thick. Then you got room to move it around if it happens to be not exactly where you want it. When you take your looks at it. And then from behind that ear, I'm going to round over the back of the head and come right to my ear. This hat's getting a little crazy again. Get rid of some of that. I think we went a little bit crazy on the size for the hat. Could have we probably ended up cutting 3/8 of an inch off that hat already. Alrighty then. Let's make a couple swoops up to make his butt stick out a little bit more. By the time we're done, we do not want to have any original wood left on our guy. We want our knife or our Dremel to have touched every part of this guy. So I'm going to come to the bottom of the ear, and we're going to put that hairline in. Just, I wouldn't go super deep yet, in case you want to give it a little bit of a change up. Let's say you want it more rounded back here, or you wanted a bald guy, so you would just totally get rid of that and just scoop in right here and bring it right to the back of his head, which would be right at the ear line. You just scoop that in and you just keep bringing that in until you see a little bit of neck showing there, right? But this guy's set up to have hair, so hair he will have. I told you this hat would get pretty doggone small before we were done. Yeah, that's better. All right, so we got the hair, we got the jacket. We're gonna go elbow. I'm not gonna go 90 degrees straight up and down. I'm bringing it in just a little bit, maybe an eighth of an inch, not even. Something like that. Yeah, like that. Something like that, I think. Something like that. That give you the back of his arms. Oh crap! I'm using the B tool. All right. Sorry about that. I shouldn't let my mind wander. It's too little to be out by itself. Now we're just gonna shave that original wood off. Bring that around that elbow off just a fuzz. Something like that there. And you can take, you can do whatever you want here. I'm gonna leave mine kind of like that. But if you wanted to round that off more, you could push this shoulder because we got a little rounded spot here. Your arm don't bend like that, right? It's more straight. So I'm just gonna shave that up. Right from my elbow, right here, up, and then round it back. That kind of straightens that bend that you can't, your body can't bend that way. But like I said, these guys are just, you know, they're just little guys. You don't gotta be anatomically close or correct. You can just, if you like them with that extra bend in there, you just leave them like that. Especially anybody that's new to using knives, don't try to get everything perfect your first go around. Because what happened for me is it got me disappointed because I had this image in my mind the guy should look like, and then he didn't look like that, and then so I just started carving to where I liked them. I wasn't trying to meet my hallucinatory expectations. I wasn't that good. I knew it wasn't that good, but still, you get a little disappointed. Don't let that bring you down. Every time you carve, the more you carve, the better you'll feel. So make sure you carve before every meal. Okay. So what we got so far? Want to give them a little more back? Put a little more roundness right there where your butt meets your jacket. Come back and just round all this stuff, shave all that old wood. Because you know, any place you got original wood is going to be flat, right? If if you want flat spots, more power to you. If you don't want them, all you got to do is make sure you go around just any place that you see original wood on your carving, just scuff your knife across it on some sort of an angle, and that will should get rid of a lot of the flat spots. Okay. Round over the feet, wherever you got a point, get rid of that. I'm going to take the toes of the shoes down. Make them look more kind of like boots, I guess. Switch some hands up here. There you go. He's wearing high top sneakers from the 80s. I miss high top sneakers. I used to love my high top sneakers. Reeboks. You can't even find a leather sneaker no more. I remember that was your set goal was the leather Reebok sneakers, man. Now everything's made from synthetic foam, seems like. Don't find any more of them to say Goodyear Weld on them. Maybe that's why the price of tires went up. They stopped making sneakers. All right, so that's where we're to. Any questions? All right, so I guess now we're at the part that I hate doing on camera. This guy's going to have more cartoon eyes, I think. I mean, we could cut him down and put little tiny eyes like that in there, or like this guy. But I'm thinking this guy needs to be different. He needs to be a little more weird. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here on this side and I'm going to put my knife in the corner and rock it down to the edge here. Then I'm going to come up alongside the nose on a little bit of an angle. I think you guys can all see that. And then over into this corner, and we're going to go in. And then over here, right here, get my fingers out of the way. I'm going to go in and come back. Trying to make sure you guys are in the shot so you can see what's going on here. Over here in this corner, right there. Get that chip out of there. And then we can come right over top, follow that line, and just round that back. Oh, get in the camera. Put that little roundness there. Think round. Okay. And that can be your eye. Now all you got to do is paint it. Put your little dot in the middle. Nice, easy eye to do. Man, this guy's got a long nose. Got a long nose, don't he? Keep your nose out of my business. Hey, bud, you're the one with the long nose. And you guys can pick around with your nose, pick your nose all you want. What you want to do with it. So like that. Doggone it. And grab that knife, that chisel again. Sorry. Come on out of there. Come on, little fella. There we go. Then we want to see a little more of that eye. We can just come in here and just peel that back. Depending on how far back you cut your face, right? Mine's you can see mine's pretty flat across, right? Get over there. They can't see if they can't see. Mine's pretty flat. So when I cut the eye in, that gives me the advantage of being able to just do that little cut there. Do that little swoop in there. Now for an eyebrow, just want to take a little bit of wood out there by that ear. Something and you don't have to put this in. This is all up to your own choices. But then that gives us the eyebrow. We do the same thing over here. We could try to do the same thing over here. Let me put it that way. I really need to zoom out because I have a hard time staying in camera when it's not zoomed in. Take a little more out over here. Trying to be mindful of it. I really am. I know it doesn't do anybody any good if I sit here and just keep chomping away and nobody can see what I'm doing. Then when I show you, you're like, how did you do that? Why did you do that? That is the better question as to why. Mm. That's my answer. Oh no. All right. Oh, let's do it again on the other side. We're going to put a poke and a poke and get that chip out of there. We're going to go over here and do the same thing. We're going to do a poke. Poke. Oh no. I guess I poked too. I got too poked. I poked too much. Did you guys see what happened? Did you see it? Right there. It cracked. He's all cracked up. We'll trace that line around and down. I don't think this eye is going to turn out because there's a big old chunk in it. Or she split. You know what that means, don't you? That means we're going to have to make the other side deeper. I should stop and put some crazy glue on that before it gets too crazy. Yep. I reached for the sun and got burnt. I went too crazy. Too crazy. Hey, it happens. Sometimes you just go too crazy. Nope. That's going to rip right off from there. I seen it slide. Where is that crazy glue? Super glue. Save our carving with super glue. I'm knocking all kinds of stuff off here. I'm getting to it. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to smack you around like that. It just happened. I gotta put all this glue. All right, that's good. Good enough. I don't feel like wrestling with it. After these messages, we'll be right back. Get your 4-pack of super glue at Dollar General for 99 cents. The only problem is, after you open it, it dries out pretty quick. Oh, I see. I see what we got. We got to take the cap off. Is that what that thing is for? Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, then we screw this back on. Yep. And then we squirt super glue on this guy's face. It's the quickest way I know of fixing it, so we don't got to sit here and wait for the white glue to dry. We might as well just encase this guy, right? If you want to stiffen up your wood, if you got really loose wood, or you got really thin things you don't want to break off, just put some super glue on it. I did a gnome for Jordy, the king of the gnomes, or something like that. It was, and the crown I made for him had really tiny points on it, and I'm like, them points are gonna break right off from there. So I super glued them to make sure that they didn't break off from there. And that's why you see me just do that to this eye here, because I'm kind of afraid that down in there is going to break. So, all right, let's give this super glue. It's not as super glue as it used to be. It used to be instant glues, man. That stuff you touch and you were glued. We'll let that sit for a minute, and then we'll finish that eye up and shape that hat, and he'll be done. I think we gotta let that glue set up a bit though before it gets. Yeah, you start getting into like really thin eyebrows, like this guy here. There's a couple times those little thin eyebrows made me nervous. I was getting ready to super glue them. Can't do a super glue on me. Any questions? Well, I guess we could work on something else on them. See, that's my problem. I get going like on eyes, and if something like that happens, I just stop and I wait. And it's like, well, you can keep going, Rob. There's other things that have to be carved on the sky, Rob. Why are you called just Carve Rob if you're not carving Rob? It was a family name, man. It's a family name. Yep, they all get painted sooner or later. It's usually later than sooner. Actually, yeah, I got this guy here. He's painted right now. But to be honest with you, I am way behind on the painting. I mean, look, all these guys need to be painted. That guy needs to be painted. That guy needs to be painted. There's guys up on the shelf that need to be painted. All these guys up here need to be painted, except for the elk. This guy needs to be painted. Painting is not my forte, shall we say. What type of hat are you carving? Here, this hat. It's going to be a beanie hat or a toque or yeah. That's what we're planning. That's what we're planning on. A salute to the dock workers. Yep, stocking cap. Oh, it'll roll up, baby kisses. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Just when you thought it was over, the sharks are back in the water. Sitting on the dock smoking a J, watching the tide roll away. Bada boom. Now all we got to do is where we put our cut line in, slide and scoop, 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 flip cut, flip, scoop, 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 scoop a doop, scoop a doop, scoop a scuba, scuba, scoop. All right. Round your hat over to according to however you want it, accordingly. Like that. Now we got a hat. Almost did it again. Almost sliced right through the whole face. It's not hard to do, especially when the grain's going up and down, right? Now I'm bringing this outer edge to roll the cheek in. That's right. This wood does not want to be cut in that direction, do it? Too bad, too bad. We're going to get cut one way or another. Man, now we can make JoJo the dog-faced boy here. Woo. JoJo the dog-faced boy. Or a monkey. Hello, monkey. Now, by bringing the ears, not cutting them in, but bringing them back, you can see that we're decreasing the width of the ear, right? Right. Now, if you like those ears sticking way out there, then leave them like that. All right. It looks like our super glue has set. My eyes aren't as bad as far off as I thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to be way out of bounds. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I cut that straight across, right? For that lower eyelid. I'm going to bring it back in under the top of this one. And that rounds that over to the corner of the eye. Like a so. Did the same thing over here. We just bought it in, chopped down, getting that corner there so that upper one is over top of it. Now remember, this side's been super glued like no tomorrow, so it'll be what it will be. Okay, Sarah, Sarah. All right. Yes, he looked like a monkey. And that's how we make a monkey. But seriously, folks, there you go. That's the beginning of a great monkey, though. Like, what was the name of that monkey? Oh, Curious George. Yeah. Looking like Curious George. Oh, Jane's leaving. Good night, Jane. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for becoming a member. Probably getting late for everybody, isn't it? You leaving too, Mike? Thanks for stopping by. Oop, come back here, you. Well, yeah, we've been on 142 minutes. That's quite a long time. So I guess that calls him done. Well, we didn't put a mouth on him yet, but so we're going to give him an age line right up to the inside corner of your nose. Right back to the back corner of your nose where your nostril flare is. Something like that there. Now he's starting to look like Bob Hope. And that's going to give you start the it's not really all that important on these guys, but the barrel of your mouth. But it'd be as you get into bigger carvings and you want to start making them a little more dimensional. Always push the barrel of the mouth into that smile line. And you don't have to make your smile lines that big either. You know, you can stop them up short or whatever tickles your fancy. And then we just got to give them some sort of mouth here. I'm just coming down to create that upper lip. I'm coming over to the corner of the mouth. And just putting that little chip in there, because then that tucks the bottom lip up underneath your upper lip. Man, I really got way too many cuts in here. It'll be all right. There we go. I'm going to round my chin right back into those laugh lines. So it kind of gives them some jowls. Get that booger off from there like that. And then we'll go back to just cleaning up that chin a little bit. I want this guy to have his chin sticking way out, just to make him different from the other guys. That's what's wrong. I forgot to bring this eyebrow back. I said, man, something's wrong between these two sides here. In my own ADHD way. There. That makes them look more handsome. All right. So then we can do a little scoop cut right there. Do one over here too. This side don't want to cut that way. Don't want to cut that way either. Oh well. I'm going to take this side down a little bit more to match the other side. There we go. Yeah, maybe more. There we go. There we go. Maybe more. Going to end up with no face here. All right. And I'm going to just take my knife. I'm going to start here at the bottom. And I'm just going to make a C cut. And I'm going to do that until I get it right where I like it. Like that. Just so that you can see that he's got an ear hole. I like this ear hole better. Just like that. This side needs a little bit more, I think. Need to go a little bit deeper here. I think that's what the big difference is from side to side. Yeah, there we go. And then you can come in here, just put a little V cut. Or you can go all out bananas and use a U gouge. Just a couple series of little V cuts. Just to give them a bottom lip. That's all personal preference again as to how you want to do it. How much of a lip you want to give them. If you want to cut that chin back and give them more put his lip, this bottom lip under his upper lip more. I kind of like that myself. I think that's funny. So I'm going to leave this guy. And then the cool thing is if you leave his lip puffed out like that, you can always put like put a little cigar or a little cigarette or something in his mouth. Because if you have ever seen anybody smoke, you'll know that bottom lip is puffed out to support that cigarette or whatever. My grandma, man, I seen her fry chicken with a cigarette hanging out of her mouth, a 12-inch ash hanging off of it, and never drop it. Now that is what you call lip control there. I'm just bringing those jowls up a little bit. Like that. I think that's funny. Okay. So there he is, friends, all done. You can go back and cut hair in them and do eyebrow hair and all that stuff. I'm not going to try it, especially on the eyebrows right now, until I'm sure that super glue is super set. What do we got going on here? Yeah, you'll do that. You'll be sitting there thinking you're all done, and then you're looking at it and you're like, what happened there? What's going on there? Why is that like that? There, that's good. And you can come up here in the corner and do a little cut like that. Like that. That just adds in the crow's feet to them. Just gives them a little more character. Right. But I mean, what? We're talking about a 3-inch guy here. But even with a 3-inch guy, you can see a lot can get put in, right? See you later, Tim. Thanks for stopping by. I know we're we're running long in the tooth tonight. Usually I want to keep these down to about an hour, but there's no way you're going to carve a whole, well, no way I'm going to carve a whole guy in an hour. I mean, we were burning last night with power carving, and we're still 2 hours into this guy. And then I spent another 2 hours after that putting in all the hairs and stuff and sanding. We're what, 157 minutes into this guy, and we're just getting to where we can call him done. And there's still stuff you can do. There's still, you can come back in and put hairs in the eyebrows and hairs in the back of the head, and there's still all that stuff you can do. You can still doll them up more with the shoots, doing a little bit more on the shoes. And to be honest with you, if I wanted to sit here and dink around with this thing, I'd be here the rest of the night just for this guy. Maybe putting a split jacket on him instead of a sweatshirt. Messing with that hat a little bit more and doing some sanding, and that's probably what my rest of my Friday night's going to be. It's just going around here and doing a little monkey business with it, just to make them pop a little bit more, right? Oh, my gooch. You got me in the taint, Rob. You got me in the taint. Okay. So I think that's going to be it. I got you guys all the way to a figure. Now you can figure out how you're going to dress them up. Hey, they're all going to be different. It's the thinner chin just means you went up higher up. Hey, Grandpa Tricky. So there you go, another thug to add to the thug collection over there. Another little clown to paint. Me want them paint first. Me want them paint first. All right. Hey, we've got one of our sticks and stone study sticks here of the Hector. All right, kids. Have an awesome Friday night, and we will catch you on the next one. All right? All right. Stay awesome. Carve something awesome. Carve every day if you can. He reminds me of the New Zealand guy, Mr. Corn. And we will catch you on the next one. All right, Spike? All right. All right, Jordan Johnson? All right. Thank you all for becoming members. We'll have our first monthly video out in August for members only. And if you want to become a member, see the description below. Bye. Bye.